Grab your Yeti Rumbler because we're headed on a road trip to Willow Creek, California, where the Bigfoot community is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Roger Patterson, Bob Gimlin Sasquatch footage. For 18 years, I've traveled the world on board a luxury cruise ship. I've gone to many exotic lands and have had many exciting experiences. But nothing can compare to the encounter I had deep in the forests of the California Sierra Nevada mountains when, while on a solo backpacking trip, I had a face-to-face encounter with a Sasquatch. I'm Darren Smith. Join me on my personal quest to solve this mystery. Hello and welcome to SquatchBot.com. I'm Darren Smith, and on this episode we will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the famous Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin Sasquatch footage that was taken on October 20th, 1967 in Bluff Creek, California. And what better location to pay homage to this historic event than where it all began, right here in Willow Creek, California. Though the weather during the drive up to Willow Creek was less than ideal, the fall foliage was spectacular. Pulling into Willow Creek, I checked into the only hotel in town where any respectable Sasquatch researcher would rest his head, the Bigfoot Motel. I spent quite a bit of my time in Willow Creek visiting my favorite stomping grounds, including a quick visit to the China Flat Bigfoot Museum. Unfortunately, the stormy weather made venturing to the film site in Bluff Creek unsafe, so most of the researchers stayed in town. However, I took this strategically placed rainbow as a sign of good fortune to come, and I did not have to wait long for those blessings, as I ran into several very prominent Sasquatch researchers while having dinner at the Bigfoot Steakhouse. I wonder if the name of the restaurant had anything to do with that. For sure, many of you have already seen this famous Sasquatch footage dubbed the Patty footage, and many of you have already dismissed this footage as being a hoax. And there have been many individuals who have come forward over the years claiming that they were the man in the monkey suit. However, none of these individuals have been able to provide any sort of evidence to support these claims, and there are numerous inconsistencies in their stories. In fact, many of them don't even know where the actual film location is. Fortunately, with the new scientific breakthroughs in computer technologies and satellite mapping, we now have a much clearer picture of what actually happened on Bluff Creek back in 1967, and this information clearly illustrates that it would have been impossible for the subject in this film to have been a man in a costume. Using this technology, we are now able to ascertain very precise measurements of the size and shape of this creature. We are also able to extrapolate muscle, hand, and foot articulation that was beyond the capabilities of the special effects artists of those days. And we are also able to observe the creature's very unhuman-like gait. Add to this the physical evidence that was collected at the scene back in 1967. There really is no denying the film's authenticity, and it clearly illustrates the subject in the film could not have been a man in a costume. The body mass and proportions are just frankly beyond human range. On Saturday, the event moved to Eureka, California, where we gathered at the Sequoia Conference Center and had the great pleasure of being presented a number of lectures by some of the leading researchers in the field. Kathy and Bob Strain gave us an amazing look at the research the North American Wood Ape Conservancy Project is conducting in Oklahoma. Not only did they have a sighting, but they truly believe they were able to successfully tag and track a Sasquatch for several months. And Dr. Jeff Meldrum, professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University, gave a jaw-dropping analysis of the Patterson-Gimlin film footage. This was no boating accident, and what is captured on this film is not a man in a monkey suit.
We can go down, you can see the deltoid muscle on the shoulder. You can go down and see, I can actually pick out the lateral and long head of the triceps. You can see as she swings her arm, that little fold, that pec muscle right there, at her armpit, the front of the axle. And we just go on down, and then let alone all the things you can see with her feet. The action of the mid-tarsal brake. You can actually see as her foot swings, the recoil as it bends this way, and then straightens back out as she swings her foot. I mean, it's just amazing. You can sit and watch that for
The event truly was a special occasion, to pay homage to such a historic event in the company of such wonderful people, to share and compare notes with respected colleagues, and to spend time with dear friends. For sure, it is a diverse group of individuals, but we all have one thing in common: our faith that Sasquatch is real. And for those of you who have not seen the famous Patterson-Gimlin film footage, here's a clip. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget to stop by squatchbot.com, where I will be updating you on future research projects. I'll also be sharing with you tips and tricks of the trade and equipment recommendations. I'll also be including some links to fun products like the Lumberjack Sasquatch socks that I found at the Legends of Bigfoot store on Highway 101. I'm Darren Smith, and I'll see you next time here at squatchbot.com. Our quest is just beginning, so be sure to subscribe to this channel so you will be updated on future videos. In the weeks to come, we'll be heading into the mountains to conduct field research. We'll be doing follow-up investigations on recent sightings, and we'll be meeting some special guests and having some fun along the way. Be sure to visit squatchspot.com, the .com spot for all things Squatch.